Hello. In this demo, we'll highlight the Cyware Intelligence Suite, which gives our customers the ability to build and launch a cyber threat intelligence program in days, not months. Let's begin. Cyware Intel Exchange, combined with the Cyware Intelligence Suite, forms a pre-configured, modular, and end-to-end automated threat intelligence solution that accelerates detection, enrichment, and response across the entire cyber threat lifecycle. With native sandboxing, Intel operations playbooks, curated premium and sectoral intelligence feeds, and domain sightings, teams can proactively analyze artifacts, understand malware behavior, investigate domain-based threats, and apply highly contextual indicators to their security operations, without waiting for custom setups or tool integrations. Beginning with the built-in Cyware Sandbox. Cyware Sandbox provides a secure and isolated environment where you can safely execute any suspicious file or URL and uncover malware behavior without risking your actual live systems. Cyware Sandbox is integrated directly into Cyware Intel Exchange and Collaborate. It currently supports two capabilities, Scan and Sandbox. Starting with Scan, it allows you to perform a quick scan of a file or a URL, and you get an immediate threat verdict. If we have a look over here, you can either enter a URL or you can browse for a file, and you can submit a scan request. The bottom table gives a comprehensive list of all the scans initiated till date. This is the one that was initiated just now and others that were initiated in the past. The table shows the status of the scan, the type of the scan ID, hashes, and who was the submitter. Along with this, you can also download the scan report. You can also view it. You get a summary like 0 out of 9 engines reported this artifact or file to be malicious. Along with that, you get a list of file metadata, which are attributes of the artifact, when it was first seen, the MIME type, and what are the associated hashes. Along with this, you also have an option to submit this file directly to Sandbox. Moving on to Sandbox, it allows you to again submit either a URL or a file, but for deeper behavioral analysis. It records detailed activity and produces a comprehensive report which can be viewed anytime. This is again a list of all the previously triggered Sandbox requests. You can delete them, download the report, or view the report. For this artifact, the Sandbox provider gave a verdict of benign. It was sandboxed on a certain date by Shashi. You also get details of the IOCs and a deeper analysis report, which includes what were the network IPs that were hit, the MITRE TTP data, and what are the behavioral signatures. Now, if a file is selected and a sandbox request is triggered, Sandbox asks which provider you would like to trigger sandboxing. You can select either Keep Triage, or you can select both. You can also select the configuration of the sandbox environment. The environment supports 3 multiple configurations. You can also select whether the sandbox environment should have access to the internet and submit your request. Since both sandbox providers were selected, 2 sandbox requests are triggered and are currently in progress. Moving on to the built-in exposure management module. Cyware Exposure Management is a one-stop shop for identifying and taking actions anywhere your organization might be exposed on the open and dark web. You can observe all of the breaches and credentials that are impacted within your environment in this module. Right now on the dashboard, you can see multiple different insights. These trends will talk about the accounts within your identity management, which are at risk, not at risk, what are the breach trends, etc. To get started, you go into the settings. Set up the domains you want to monitor. Set up your default INAP. Set up your response actions where you can pick out playbooks from your Cyware Orchestrate instance and use these to perform actioning quickly. Set up automated responses for your VIPs. You can input the VIP list in a CSV format and set up what actions would be automatically performed if any of your VIPs are compromised. Moving to the listing, we can see all compromised credentials listed in this tab. When any one of these is opened up, you can see a timeline with different dates of the breaches being seen and the breach data. If you want to mark any of these as a true positive or a false positive, you can just move this here. Further, if you want to reset the password and notify the user, you can simply click on the actions here and the action takes place. The user's password will be reset and they will be notified. Moving on to an interesting feature of the exposure management module, domain sightings. What domain sightings does is that if there is any chatter about your domain on the dark web, Cyware Exposure Management goes there, crawls the dark web, picks out a screenshot of it, and presents it to you so that you as a firm, you can take relevant actions accordingly. An example was discovered on May 10, and the domain being looked at is test.com. The screenshot shows test.com has been mentioned on a dark web forum. The entire idea is for companies to know if there is any chatter around their domain on the dark web and try to get that information in the exposure management module. With Intel operations, users can centralize threat intelligence from multiple sources and automate the response to security threats and vulnerabilities. Once a user logs into Intel Exchange, they can navigate to Intel Operations by opening the main menu and scrolling down to the Intel Operations section. Upon selecting the Playbooks module, users can now view, manage, build, and run custom playbooks in Intel Exchange. Let's select this image text extraction playbook to walk through the playbook editing and run process. Upon selecting a playbook in Intel Exchange, users have the full power of Cyware Orchestrate to create playbooks to automate and orchestrate security operation workflows with a manual or fully automated sequence of actions. Users can connect with various security tools and data sources using pre-built integrations to enrich their workflows. Create trigger events and run playbooks by assigning the same label to both the event and the playbook, and configure those triggers to automatically run a playbook when an event occurs in Intel Exchange. Users can also utilize token-based URLs to securely send or receive data from external systems, enabling real-time event-driven automation. Once a playbook is run, users can also review the playbook execution details to analyze nodes and troubleshoot errors. If an error occurs, the playbook will stop and the user will be able to review the error details to complete troubleshooting operations. Finally, let's take a look at the Intelligence Suite Premium and industry-specific sectoral feeds. In the Integration Management module, as part of the API feeds, users will see premium intelligence feeds such as our partnership with Team Kumri or Financial Energy OT. There are now additional categories that we have released that can be specifically configured to your environment based on your needs. This includes government, manufacturing, healthcare, ransomware feeds, and more. These are included in our bundled solution that can be acquired as part of the Cyware Intelligence Suite, which gives you high-fidelity data and instant ROI that can be deployed in a moment's notice. For more information on the Cyware Intelligence Suite and other products, visit us at cyware.com and connect with one of our representatives.